Welcome to the project, everyone. This is gonna be a big one. And honestly, I have no idea how to film it, but it's exciting. So we need to run low voltage Ethernet to the whole house. We're gonna be doing that. We're running the whole Ethernet. And kind of tied in with that is I have this conduit. And essentially, this is what I'm gonna work on first. And what I wanna do, if you guys didn't know, this is gonna be the kitchen, and we got the utility room there, and then, like here, how do I explain this? The utility room is there, and if you look up, the eaves from the lower roof actually meet up with the second story, like right there. So what I wanna do is over the kitchen, this is gonna be the kitchen, I wanna run some conduit from the utility room along here into this attic space. And then this attic space will be into the garage. So essentially what that'll give me is if I ever want to run like an air line to the utility room, or if I want to run, you know, something else, like one of my ideas is actually doing like a battery bank in the utility room and then running some fused DC but higher current out into the garage, and then I could run audio equipment and things like that. And you know, then yeah, it would work out great. So I just want conduit there, you know, temporary Ethernet runs, what have you. So that's where all of this comes in. So this is 2-inch conduit. And I really think up there, even if we have to bump it out a bit for the drywall, we're not gonna notice it because it's all the way up there. So 2-inch conduit, and we're gonna see how many runs I can do up and down. And yeah, not exactly sure how to go about any of this. I think I just want to at least get one run mocked together and then put it up there and see how it is. I got enough to do 5 high. I'm not sure if we'll be able to fit that, but nothing left to it but to do it. Probably gonna use this ladder. I guess I should get these off. Cool, done. Let's go get the brackets. Let's get this job done. And if you didn't know, all of the network equipment's gonna be in the utility room. So when we're running all these Ethernets, utility room. I'm not gonna be able to grab those. Well, that's lovely. Well, that's good. It looks like we're not going to need more than one coupler for each run. So honestly, I could glue these all up and then just treat them as longer poles. Maybe that's what I should do. Get them all up here and then we can put them up. I like that. But I do kind of need to deal with that. Essentially, that board right there is in the way, and it's not really structural. And the other side doesn't even have it. So I'm gonna chop that out so that way we can have it all flush up against, and then when we do the drywall and stuff, it won't hit that, which will be good. So, all right, I'm gonna figure out how to get that out. I wasn't even recording, shoot. All right, well, I was able to use a circular saw to cut that board out and get it out. Shoot, sorry. All right, so yeah, let's start gluing up some pipe. Let's go. If you're curious, here's that board. It's reused from the old framing. Cut it off. So there we go. So I think what I'm gonna do is go upstairs and then from the back side, like drive a nail through or something. So then on this side, I know like the edge of the stud, and I don't need to put in like a ton of brackets. It's only gonna be a couple places. And so, you know, 2 or 3 holes from the back side won't be that bad for trying to figure out where the studs are, because I didn't bring my stud finder. So I'm gonna go do that. Maybe then let's see. From there, so we got HVAC coming through, which means it's probably one of these big trunk lines coming in. So it's got to be one of these guys right here, and then go check. And then, let's see, how many brackets? Do we think we need 3 for each? 1 on each end and 1 in the middle? On this side, what do we know? I think we want it just past here, which, it looks like someone did long screws there. So this side, we know it'll be, actually, here, let's go up here. There we go. So the other 2, the board's going to be to that side, and this side's going to be to that side. Let's go check downstairs. Okay, so on this center board, I actually, I actually did hit the stud. The other screw that I saw way down in there, right down there, that's actually from someone else. So I did hit the stud there, and even then, my screws hardly poke out. So I don't know if I need to be too concerned. Probably just mount it up against the ply and nothing's wrong. But let's see, the one that I did here, I actually want to move over a bit. It's a bit too far out. So I'm gonna move 2 studs, or move it 2 studs. Just so I know I can get there. All right. I'm just kind of planning if I should do 4 for each. 1 on each end and 2 in the middle. It is spanning about 20 feet. I don't know if 1 in the middle for 20 feet. Yeah, that should be enough, right? I need to think about that. How much would it be if we did 4? 4 times 5, 20? Yeah, I got 30 brackets, so. All right, I think I decided I'm actually just going to mount up one end here, and then from there, I can maybe mount up the other end and then do the middles. I don't know if that's the best option, but we're gonna go for it. too far away. How do I get it closer? Fine. Ladder on the other side? Well, I don't know. Let me try this. I don't know, this feels like my wife would get mad at me. But if I do get up my butt up on there, then safe as can be, right? Okay. So yeah, I think I can fit one more, so I can do 6. 3 on bottom, 3 on top. I'm trying to leave some space in case electrical needs to run here. Yeah, or if electrical chews. And then what I'm thinking of doing is I'm gonna run a lot of my Ethernet in between the pipes for doing this. And then I'll strap that all up. But yeah, okay, so 6 pipes. We can fit 6. I mean, I could do 7 if I really wanted, but nah, we'll leave some space to play with it. So I guess go to the other side and do all these brackets too. 9 3/8 from the plywood for the floor up there. So we're gonna do 9 3/8. All right, these are the last brackets to go up. I think I've got everything shifted. I'm 1 tube short. I thought 5 with an extra, whatever. I'm 1 tube short. I need to go get it. I have enough couplers. I just need to actually go get it, so. All right, folks, so this is kind of what I'm thinking. So, and hopefully you can picture this, but essentially entertainment center here, TV, and I think what I'm gonna do is, because this is the utility room, backside build like this is after the fact, but build shelving in here to house all of the electronics for it. And then, so we step into the utility room, we've got HVAC coming down here. This is going to be stepped out, and I'm not sure what to do with that space. On this wall, that's going to be kitchen, you know, and fridge like right here. And there we've got propane. Not sure where the water heater is going to go, maybe somewhere over here. So that's where I'm thinking, if we just plan for network for Ethernet kind of coming down here, or even like against this wall, then that might work out decent. I was originally thinking kind of up against here, which maybe we could do, like that stepping out we could have here. But I'm just gonna plan for over here. I'm gonna put in a hanger and then I can just do like really big service loop. So that way, you know, we could basically put the server rack wherever we want in here. Which, you know, that does mean like a 12-foot service loop. So yeah, a lot of wire is gonna hang off of there. But it'll be good. I think it'll work out. So, yeah, let's get that service loop up. And for today, I at least want to run one line of it. Oh, I guess we should open it up here. So this is what I got. I don't know if I talked about it yet, but monoprice. Here. I thought that was falling. I heard it move. I've had decent luck with monoprice, and it was pretty easy to bulk buy. Decided to go with Cat 6A. They don't even offer Cat 7. And I was tempted with Cat 8, but honestly, you just need it for the PoE. Like, it's the speed is not, like, technology is not necessarily going to get there to make Cat 8 worth it. Like, if you need the speeds, you're going to start moving to, like, fiber optic and stuff. So essentially what we have is all Cat 6A and a little bit of Cat 8. So we're going to run a bit of Cat 8 to the office for funsies, you know, and if technology comes, then hey, we can play around with it. But mainly Cat 6, and blue was cheaper, so we're gonna mainly do blue. I think there's like 3 of these for blue, and then I think we've got a couple of yellow and 1 purple. I'm gonna color code it. So essentially blue is gonna be all of the day-to-day outlets, like at the wall kind of a thing. And then 1 color is gonna be for cameras and security systems, so like front door camera and stuff like that. And then the last color, the one that'll be used the least, is just for like access points. So, you know, I gotta figure out where I wanna put our wireless access points and then put them up there. So at least coming in here, it'll kind of be easy to decide, like, to see, oh, hey, there's the 3, you know, access points coming in and that kind of a thing. And if I ever open up the walls later and I see the color, I can kind of know what it's gonna do. So that's why we have so many boxes. I think it's like over 3,000 feet of cable. But yeah, let's get to it. And I was gonna write what is what on here, but I don't know. I can kind of peek in. They kind of got destroyed a little bit in shipping. So let's open it up and look at it. At least for funsies. Yeah, that's blue. So here, I'll bring you in closer. And if you want to play along at home, I'm pretty sure that's the part number for it. 41485. So blue is 41485, and I think Cat 8 in black is 42957. And we got 42345 is another one, and 41484. So 5 boxes of blue, and hopefully we don't need more. I will say that much. We're not doing a smart home or anything, but I just, with the amount of projects we do and whatnot, like, I just feel like it's smart to have more Ethernet in places than not. Where we're living right now, like, I wish there was more Ethernet. So I don't really have a way to mount these up or anything. Yeah, so there's blue. What is this, 500 feet, 1,000 feet? No, 500 feet. Yeah, so we got a bunch of 500-foot rolls. I want to run at least like 1 today, and then go from there. So, man, I kind of wish I brought some clamps or something and could clamp up a roller for this, so that way I could just easily pull from it. But I don't know, maybe a shovel or something could fit through there. Not sure if this is by design or not, but these spools do fit on a through a rake handle. There we go. Now I can pull wire. Okay, so before I kind of like zip tie it up and stuff, I had this idea of like throwing it, just throwing the cable over and then I can pull it over. But here's the deal. This cable is starting, I don't know if it's because it's so cold, but when I throw it, the sheathing is starting to crack on it, which I don't like. So I guess when it's this cold out, don't throw it because it's a little brittle. I think it's like fine, just like bending. But it's like the shock of like throwing it is causing issues. So that's okay. I learned my lesson. No more throwing the cable. We'll string it up. And I just want to get this one run done today, and then we can go from there. And I think I pulled way too much for where we're trying to go, because we're just trying to go over there into the bedroom. Need to bring wire strippers next time. Okay, there we go. First run of low voltage. And might be a little much for a service loop, but oh well. I'm gonna return the ladders to their rightful place, clean up, and get out of here because I got stuff I need to do today. But we'll work on this soon, probably at night, so that'll be fun. And I'm gonna buy more material so I can actually mount a lot of this stuff up nicely. I wonder if I could get just like a 3 or 4 inch coupler and then bolt that to there. And then if I ever need to, I can cut them off, but then I wouldn't be marring up my wire with these metal straps. But I'll have to think about it. Grab another stick, go from there. Woo! All right, got the last stick to go up there. Let's try to get it on without making too much of a mess. Hopefully I didn't make it too hard by, I probably need to go grab screws, but I gotta at least try to get it glued in without hitting my head. And the waning light of the day as well. Need to make sure the ends lined up, and then I can put the brackets on. So there we go, got it glued in. I guess one other thing we need to do is actually put up the plastic strapping. Yeah, so I'm gonna try putting a bunch of plastic strapping around this, so that way I can run the Ethernet in the middle through all of these. And I don't know how many bays I'm gonna fill up, but I don't know, seems like a decent way to go about this. Glue's done, I'm gonna come down, try to get lined up, try to get the brackets down, and then maybe we can look at strapping. Okay, So up there we've got the conduits running, and I think the plan right now is if I need to run Ethernet that way, I'll just go through in between the conduits. And that's why I'm saying I got this plastic strapping, which I think is usually used for like plumbing and other stuff, but what I'm gonna do here is just go up and over, so that way I have something holding all the wires in against the tubes, just to keep it nice. Because I mean, eventually, you know, we're gonna drywall and all of that, and that'll help hold it in, I believe. But for right now, this at least can hold it up there enough so that way I can run it all through and that kind of thing. I mean, that's the theory at least. I've never done this. So let's see how the plastic strapping works. All right, I've got a couple screws. Probably start on that end and just figure it out. I'm just gonna try with my knife, because again, kind of want to get this done before the night sets in too much. All right, I think we're done for tonight. So we got the strapping on there. I just did at every tie down, every bracket that I have holding on the pipe, and then in between. We'll see if it's enough. I mean, it's at least enough to like start running the wire, right? But I think that's it for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, folks. It's a new day. We've got more light than we did last night, but it is kind of a nasty weather outside. So it's still pretty dark in here. But I did come back in and I got some more things done. So I think I've got my wire pulling situation kind of figured out. Let me show you here. So if we go into the utility room, so I set up some sawhorses, you know, strapped down the wire there. And then essentially what I did is I got these 4-inch pipe couplers and I just strapped those down up there. So those help to guide the wire without cutting into the sheathing. And then I realized I had to put another coupler. So I got too many couplers for up there. So I just used one of the 2-inch couplers down here to help guide the wire. So what I'm gonna do is basically that keeps it so it's always pulling from the roll rather than like falling off the roll. And I'll pull the wire through everything and then I'll pull it out of that when I'm ready to cut it here and label it. And that's the other thing too. Let me make sure we don't lose power. So I have a label, you know, and I'm going a little excess because I can't make it that longer, much easier. But anyway, so I got a label maker and we're probably gonna go through a lot of label paper, but I'm just gonna label every single one. So then I have a method, you know, we're going to pull the wire, get it to where it needs to go. I've got these little clips that I bought, which just hammer in really easy, and so then I can help manage it. So basically we pull it through in between all of the conduit there, and then I'll drill and use the little clips to get it to where it needs to go. And then when I'm ready here, I'll give it, you know, the service loop, the insane service loop, because I still don't know exactly where it's gonna go in here. And then I can cut it, label it, and then start running the new one. So, let's go look, because I think I don't know, I'm hoping I'm doing this all right. But here's the first one I did. That's what I just labeled. And, you know, we got the box set. And I don't know, if you've never done this before, then there's little tabs here and you want that on the face because then that makes the drywall people cut it out. I don't know, so the electrical guys have come in and set all their boxes. They haven't started pulling wire. But now I can kind of set my boxes. So I'm gonna have these gray boxes. I looked at the low voltage boxes and they're way more expensive than these. And I'm pretty sure these will work just fine. Like, yeah, I won't have a ton of space behind to deal with it, But if I just kind of coil it up and shove it in there, then it shouldn't be too big of an issue. So we got normal electrical boxes. I measured them, and the electrical guys did everything right about 13 inches. So I cut out this board for 13 inches. And so where I can, I mean, granted we have this beam here, but where I can, I'm gonna be doing 13-inch high, match all the electrical. And then, you know, this is where we have the little clips. This wall is going to be insulated, and so I didn't want it like all the way back here, so I kind of stepped it out, but I don't want the drywall screws to hit it either. So yeah, so basically we use those clips to run it and keep it nice and tidy. And see, that's where I ran, right there, you can see I ran this other one for the garage bench. Ugh. It's funny because, you know, I even went to Home Depot to try to get set up and organized, but so yeah, so here in this one I'm clear the ground to make sure it's nice and level. Then boom, there I put another box resting on top of that, and that should match all the electrical. But this one's tough because I think what I'm going to try to do is basically build a workbench here. And I'm like, well, should I go on top of the workbench or the bottom of the workbench? But I don't know how tall I want the workbench. So yeah, a lot of this stuff is going to be kind of interesting to deal with, but we can at least kind of like tidy up the wire and get it labeled. I might just set the box down here, you know, and then when we build the workbench, if I need the Ethernet somewhere else, then, well, maybe I should try on top. The thing is, I don't know how tall to make the workbench. It's like, what is it? Typically like 36 inches high. But, so yeah, we have a lot to run, because I basically have every single room is going to have its own Ethernet and box. And I'm not exactly sure how to film that all for you guys. I mean, like, I want to give you guys good time lapse. I want to give you guys good time lapses and stuff. But it's also hard trying to crawl up through and like show you everything. And so I don't know. So we're being a good YouTuber. Like, I don't know. Like maybe I should have done GoPro. GoPro might have been easier to kind of hang around and set on stuff and on beams, because often, you know, I'm climbing up in here. So instead of this mirrorless camera, but hey, I mean, it does pretty good in low light. Like, this is pretty decent. So yeah, I need to go look at my electrical plan. We have a lot to do. And the other thing too is we also kind of need to run the low voltage for the garage, but that'll be probably part of the garage video. So, which I don't think I got enough boxes. Man, I want to show you guys, but I also need to get work done. Well, let's, so we got one wire tied up. Let me at least bring you guys up into the rafters and we'll deal with this garage bench one. Yeah, maybe I'll just set it at the same height and then we can do everything else from there. Have they set? It doesn't look like they've set the box for the lights in the garage quite yet. So, and that's the other thing is I don't want to put the garage door openers where, you know, they want the light switches. Like, light switches take priority. In most cases, outlets take priority, but cool. All right, let's get this garage one figured out. Those are the easy ones. Those are the ones I don't have to drill to get it anywhere, and it's nice. So yeah, now I'm just wasting footage at this point. Okay, so basically I need to get up here and use my little clips and my my janky hammer holder, which is just a zip tie, and get the garage one all figured out. Yeah, here we have the garage one. And I have some adjustment on either side. So I think what I'm going to do is just kind of use this board right here that's behind there, and just, you know, I'll just pin them all up here as we go along. And honestly, it's pretty simple. So you can just like, boop, get that there. There we go. Granted, I don't know how good these are going to be for like actually behind the wall, but in most places like here, like I'm going to have access to this all the time. You know, and we can make them pretty. And pull out the other one, apparently. So that's one thing. It's like, you know, these aren't going to really be that strong, all things considered. Gosh dang it. And this plywood, they don't seat necessarily crazy well. So I guess to give you a quick look, so I did a tie there, a little tie there, or clamps, and then you clamp there, and then I'm gonna go from underneath and clamp it along the board. But, you know, should come together, should start stacking up. That's basically it. Ugh. Now I gotta get you guys down there. It's gonna be like slightly overlapped, so this one needs to be labeled, but that's basically it, labeled and tied up. So I'm gonna run another one. I'm going to set the box, or I'm gonna tie it down, set the box, put it in the box, come back, label this, string out the other one, cut the slack, and leave that, and then start running another one. And that's basically it. And we gotta go to like every room in the house, and then where I'm gonna put the access points, and a bunch of stuff. So yeah. All right, so hopefully between my little grabby guy and this ladder and the other ladders, should be pretty quick to kind of just pull the wire. Well guys, I did a terrible job. I did not film, honestly, I didn't film hardly anything at all. It was really hard to figure out how to film like running all the electrical, and honestly, I don't even think I had the time. Yeah. Basically, all last weekend, and then this weekend I had both Friday and Saturday, and now it's Sunday. So I'm just kind of cleaning up today. But yeah, I worked from about 7 a.m. Well, I guess technically like 7:38, all the way down to midnight. So, I mean, what is 24 minus 7? 3. Anyways, it was a long day, and I kind of wrecked my knee, but let me show you the fruits of our labor. So, got here 43 Ethernet lines. Tied them up there. Those 4-inch conduit worked great. Kind of have them tied up, and I mean, look at that. That's looking decently. So a lot of the lines like run over here down, and that's for like doorbell and stuff. Some of the other lines, like those are for upstairs. Got that there. So yeah, crossing this chasm was really annoying, and they kind of all fall down to the bottom one, but we're gonna organize that later and get them situated. Got left empty spools over there. Here's what we have left over. I did actually buy some more after we left. So I do have an unopened 500-foot spool, but everything else is like 100 feet or so. So yeah, we used about 3,000 feet. I'll calculate exactly how much we used, but this is where, look at that. So yeah, we've got all the lines coming in. There's the ones I kind of did in the first weekend, and those go over to the other attic space. We've got all of these coming in. There's some that go upstairs, more that go upstairs, and then these guys kind of come down to their various places. We did have one kind of going over there, but this is basically it. Figuring out where we want to drill holes. Basically figuring out where we want to drill the holes in and like how we want to get it around the joists and things like that. It's been pretty exhausting and tired, but I think it's kind of turned out. Have them tied down, they all look pretty good, and yeah. I used Ubiquity's, I used Ubiquity's like tool to figure out how many access points and stuff I need. So I think we're doing 1 access point downstairs, 2 upstairs, and then we got things wired up for cameras. I mean, I don't have enough cameras to do all of it, but you know, when you're able to build your own home, or at least make adjustments to it, I think it'll be really worth it. So yeah, I'm pretty proud of the wire crimping and stuff that we did. Oh, like look at that. That just looks beautiful. So beautiful. In places where we like went through the joist cavities, we had to do some strapping to kind of hold it up. But I mean, I think it's all par for the course, and it's my home. I really wish I could have filmed more of this, but again, I mean, basically I barely got this done. And here's an idea. Here's an idea for some of you guys. I just took a video of all of this. We start insulation like next week. So I took a video of like all the cavities and everything, and where the wire is currently. So that way if I ever need, you know, I can look back up the video, look at the framing, look at the wiring, look at the plumbing, look at the Ethernet and all of that. And then if I ever have a question what's behind a wall, I can just go look at the video. Like, why is that not standard? You know, or why don't people 3D scan their whole home with the framing, and then they'd have a model of where all the studs are, and they could like redo and figure out what they want to do for that. But so anyways, this is what I'm talking about here. So like here, we had to run it through these joist cavities, but I did strapping and like strapping there. One of the things I decided to do after the fact is we have both north and south attic spaces, and the office I have 2 runs of Cat 8 and 2 runs of Cat 6. So let me show you real quick. So we've got Cat 8, Cat 6, Cat 8, and Cat 6. But this attic space, I want to be able to run wires. So we ended up figuring out what to do was, sorry, give me a second. What we ended up wanting to do is I actually ran some conduit across the garage here. So that way, if I ever need to, I could run fiber. So we use the conduit over the kitchen, and then this conduit over here. And then, yeah, I need to like break the walls a little bit in the office, but should be good. I will say this entire home is built on posts and beams, and that makes it really annoying, but also amazing. I love these posts and beams, but it's hard because you can't get around some corners. So, you know, so like this corner, when they actually built it before we bought it, they did 2 holes at diagonals so you could actually make it past that post. That goes all the way up there, so. All right, last thing I kind of need to do up here is I actually need to get all of the cables up into their correct like positions up on the wall. Yeah, hopefully that's not going to be too hard. We'll see. All right, I'm gonna hold you guys way up there. Hopefully you can hear me, but that is all the wires. I'll hold you guys way up there. Yeah, so all the wires now should be in their cavities. I zip tied them in place so they shouldn't come out. And it's great. So yeah, so that's basically all the Ethernet ran. We're not sure if the utility room is gonna get drywall. I think it won't, my wife thinks it will. So there might be some stuff we kind of need to do in there for drywall, but currently it's looking pretty good, except I do have one nitpick that we spent all this time being very careful, and then the electricians came in and just ran some high voltage over top our Ethernet. So I was hoping to kind of stay away from the high voltage as much as I could and stuff, and I just, man, if they're pulling the wire, why do they just go on top? Like, come on. But anyways, let be. Live and let live. I don't know. Well, if we can figure it out. If we have issues with like signal degradation and stuff, then we can try shielding those spots from the high voltage and we'll deal with it. But there we go. 43 lines, over 3,100 feet of Ethernet used. That's not even like, you know, like installed. I even took off the ones that we accidentally like broke right at the end there and had to rerun. But should be pretty good. It's come out pretty dang good. Granted, I like killed myself doing it, but I'm recovering and it's feeling good. I'm excited that we did it, and I'm excited for, you know, us to actually start installing all the keystones and getting it working. Hopefully they haven't been damaged from other people, and hopefully they won't get damaged through drywall, but that's always the case, right? All right, so I think that's basically all I'm gonna record for now. Maybe next weekend. I don't even know what I'm talking to. It doesn't matter because that's a different video. So I'll come back. Man, I don't even know what I need to tell you. It's done. Great, cut there, boom, bye. All right, so after thinking about it a bit, I think I'm actually gonna run some conduit to where the TV goes. So that way we can pull HDMI and other stuff. And as like things change, because who knows, maybe we move to a fiber optic stuff for 8K TV or something. I don't know, who knows. I'm gonna run conduit. I'm just gonna use DWV 2-inch, schedule 40. I know some people use Smurf tube or whatever they call it, like the flexible one, but I don't know. We're gonna try to limit the bends. But basically we need to start here, go up through the top plate, and then probably over one rafter or one floor joist cavity, and then we're gonna go over to the utility room over there. It does suck because it means like, you know, if we wanted to put stuff over there, it's like a minimum 20, 25 foot HDMI cable, but we'll see if we can still do like 4K at 25 feet. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But if we have the conduit, at least that gives us options to figure it out after drywall and all of that. So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna work on. But I gotta pull off my beautiful Ethernet that I just put there. Unfortunately. So I think I've got the basic run done. Essentially left a 10-foot pipe here because I'm going to cut that off at the bottom. Maybe I should cut it now. Well, nah. We're going to carve out the bottom a little interesting and try to get it into the box. But up here, I think we're going to start gluing this together and then just try to get that last pipe. So then they're all lined up and glued up. See, I'm just going to start gluing these. So gluing this one to keep it in place, gluing the other one. So yeah. If we didn't catch it, we did a 14-inch pipe so we could fit it in between here, and that gives us enough. And then we have the long sweep 90. So hopefully with the long sweeps, we can, it's not gonna be that hard to pull cable through this. So, glued that on, we should be good. Gonna look at gluing this other section in, and then it's just the last pipe. And maybe like a strap there to help hold it up. But. Let's go cut the other hole, and then we can glue these pipes together just to make sure everything fits up. All right, so now we got it in there, 90, 90, down to where we're gonna put the box. So we do need to figure out the box situation. So I got a multi-tool, or whatever they call it. We're gonna basically need to set the box, hollow out the backside, and get the pipe to kind of fit up into the box. But I think that should be good. I think we should be A-okay. So, we're gonna get the ladder out of the way. Yeah, essentially we need to set the box and then cut the pipe and then probably cut out the backside of this and get them to fit up. So, you know, maybe what I'll do, I don't know. We're figuring out, we do have some leeway. Maybe I could just cut off the top of the box and then cut off the pipe at the right level, maybe even a little below, and call it good. So let me measure, mark, and we'll go from there. So this is what I'm kind of thinking. I'm thinking if I need to, maybe cut down the back and we can kind of pry the back end a bit. And then we could even pry out the sides, but kind of cut out the top. But I'm almost wondering if I should do a notch and then also put a notch in the pipe. So that way it'll keep the pipe up into this kind of a thing. So pipe will have flat notch and this will have notch flat. So I'm gonna cut out this front piece. Okay, so here's my final rendition. Cut it out of 45, and then it's kind of flat there. I just took a new box and cut out the backside so I could just kind of sit out there. I'm not too worried about this. I think I might come in with some construction adhesive and just try to kind of caulk it up in there. But, you know, not too bad. And yeah, it's really not bad. So hopefully the screw here on the top, because it kind of ends here, but we should be able to kind of just do like a 45 up into there and not have to worry about things too much. I might take my file and just kind of smooth things out so I'm not chafing wires, but that should be it. So I'm not sure if I filmed it or not, but here it is. I just did some construction adhesive. Pretty decent, I think. I mean, yeah, it's a little ugly from the outside. Don't look at that. And yeah, this might be a little tweaked, but it should work. That should do. So yeah, now I just need to, I want to put at least one strap on this pipe somewhere and strap it down. And then we need to restrap the Ethernet and then we're done. And I guess plug that side. Then we're done. So let's get to it. So for this side right now, I just got like a rubber end cap. I think this is more for drainage and stuff, but it should work just fine for what we're doing. All right, last thing I'm gonna do is just put a piece of strapping here. And mainly what this is for, is I'm not worried about it sagging at all. Kind of want at least a little bit of help forward and back, so when we're pulling stuff through, we're not worried about it. I did metal strapping so I can do it real tight and use the screws almost to draw it into the wall, but we will see. See, now there's no back and forth movement because of this metal strapping. So, cool. Got the strapping in. Let's go do the other conduit. Here's the tube that we put in last time. My friend was here and he helped me put this in. And now that we had another weekend before installation, I decided, hey, I want to put in another one. But when I was noticing the second day, I was getting a lot of condensation in here. And I think it's because the south roof, it gets more sun, obviously, than the north roof, especially now. So the temperature difference was causing condensation in here. So I want to at least block these off because I don't want a ton of condensation built up. And I couldn't find anything while I was at the store, but Sammy helped me find these. So I already put in a coupler to kind of help keep them because I want some way, so that way if we're pulling cables through and it gets caught, I don't have to struggle real hard, or what I'm trying to say. If it gets caught, it's not gonna pull the tube through as well. So we have these ends. And then for this guy, this new one that we just pulled through, it's just like an end piece that goes into threads, and then we've got the threaded piece to actually block it off. So we can put this on here, hopefully with not too much fight. I mean, it is a little, man, maybe I should wait till Sam's here so that way I can make sure that, because I can't push on it and it's kind of close to the wall. Man, if I could just somehow reach up to the other side and get that, maybe that's what we'll have to do. This is why I bring you guys here. Get to see the problem solving. Oh, nope. I'm not really gonna be reaching up and doing that. But hey, this one, I actually, once I strap it up, I can see through it. I don't know what we did with that one, but that one is not that way. My arms are just too short, my lord. Let's see. Yeah, all right. Well, let's strap it up, and then once I have help here, then I can push on it. And honestly, strapping might also make this to the point that I could just put it on. Yeah, I do like the length, I will say. The length of this guy, I measured and cut it just about right. I mean, this one sticks out more, but I think we're gonna use this one first because this one has a threaded cap. So we'll just pop these guys off, and maybe I'll figure out some sort of rubber or something, because I do want to kind of seal off the cavities just in case. It shouldn't matter, but just in case. Fine, all right. I'm gonna go strap them up, and then we'll come back and do this, okay? All right, well, I got it strapped up from the other side, and then I also put a strap on the back side as well, so that way I can push on it. So now we just glue them up. Activator, both sides. And glue, cement. And I can actually see from the other side, so. And then, you know, this glue is gonna set up. We can go like that and cap it off. So now we won't deal with condensation on either side. Cool, I need to go eat lunch. All right, guys, that'll do it for this project. We are now, like, I think over a year later since that last clip, as you can obviously tell. A lot has changed. But all of the work that we've been doing has been, it's been working out really well. I haven't actually done anything with the conduits up here yet. I think I might there's always plans, and I think soon the one that might happen the earliest is doing some coax through there, so that way from another room I can have a coax come all the way out to like a radio antenna outside. So if I want to do, you know, fun ham radio stuff, I could, which is great. Or I could do DC batteries in here that then I have like a DC power supply in the garage. I love these conduits, but I haven't actually ran anything through them quite yet. There's also like, oh, I could do a fiber connection into a network, into our like NAS and that kind of a thing, so that way when we're editing videos, it could be from in here, not from way out there. So, but I mean, look at it, it's great. I think I calculated it out, and it was like over a mile. I think it was like a mile and a half of cable that we pulled. Whew. And then also this conduit to the TV out there, it's been working great. You can see I've got my gaming PC, my sim racing PC. You might have seen my sim racing, some of the sim racing content before. So now in here, right here, you see the top of this, I've got my, here, let me show you. See, I've got my sim rig right here, and then I've got the PC right here. But here's the thing, is that this is great because the PC I can use for the sim rig, or if I want, I can go, you see the, right here, this is I did have to go with an optical HDMI cable to get it to actually work well. But yeah, we got optical HDMI to the TV. So then if we wanted, you know, we could have people do VR out there and that kind of a thing, or couch gaming from this PC right here. Building that box is way down the road for sure. But right now, everything is working. All the Ethernet that I've put up, working. All the conduits that we put in, I mean, they've been working and I'm really thrilled. Yeah, it sucked and it was a lot of work, but guys, we're gonna call this one like done and dusted. It is so good. There's more videos coming on the whole networking side of things. So stay tuned for that. So I don't want to necessarily show you what's over there because cool things happen. But conduit and pulling the Ethernet, look how beautiful it is. It's a little messy, but I mean, it works. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. I don't know why more people don't do this in their house. Like, come on. So useful. All right, well, I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you come back. And bye. Here.